I just wanna get away and sit right next to you. I don't wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just want.
Hey y'all, welcome back to your girl Starryluuv's channel. In today's video, I'm doing the Q&A. All the sound effects that are blessing your ears are brought to you by Baby Z. You'll probably be hearing this throughout the entire video, but it's cool. I enjoy these noises. Okay? Alright, so let's get into the video. I'm answering all questions that have been sent to me through my DMs, through my Facebook Messenger, and I'm just answering everything. I probably won't mention the names of the people who sent me questions. I'll probably just do, like, you know, when you watch those YouTube videos where they do like Q&As and they just put a black screen with the question. I'll probably just do that for each question to kind of like knock them out, you know? Alright, cool. So, seeing as though I've had Z for about 5 weeks now, I'm still going through postpartum recovery. In the beginning, it was not that easy. Like, the day that I pushed her out, it was hard for me to walk to the bathroom. Like, I literally had to use a bedpan in the hospital. Second day, I didn't want any nurses cleaning me up, so I had Dad help me get out of bed and take me to the bathroom. Now, what people really don't tell you about postpartum recovery is, after you have a baby vaginally, not C-section, vaginally, you cannot pee and wipe yourself. So, I wish I had the bottle with me, but they give you like this, it's called perineal bottle. I'm gonna just put a picture right here. And you fill that bottle with warm water, and when you pee and you're finished, you just squeeze the bottle and it just cleanses you. It's like you're taking a shower or taking a bath every time you use the bathroom. And then they give you this what's the thing called? These witch hazel wipes. I'm not really sure they're witch hazel wipes, but they have witch hazel in them. It helps with the healing process and soothing your nether regions. And then there's this oh my god, what is it called? It's a spray. I'm just gonna put the pictures of all three of the products that the hospital gives you to help take care of down there, to soothe down there, because it burns. It really burns. It's not fun. I want to say for about 3 weeks after having Z, I was using that bottle and using all those other things. Right about now, I'm not using it anymore. Mostly because I'm still sore down there, but it doesn't hurt every time I pee. I would tell you though is, the hospital gives you stool softeners, because after you have a baby, it's really hard for you to poop and it hurts. So they give you stool softeners so it could come out easy. And it doesn't really come out easy. It takes a while. It still hurts when I poop, and we on week 5. Okay, I recommend for any woman out there or girl out there that's about to become a mother, I recommend that you do all your research. Do your research on your doctor. Do research on your options. Find out what your hospital allows you to do and what they don't allow, because depending on the state or county or region that you live in, certain things are not mandated and you can find your ways around it. Also, when I say options, I mean literal options, because you can choose to, I'm reading the questions off my iPad, you can choose how you want to give birth. Hospitals don't necessarily do water births, they don't, but you have different options as how you want to push the baby out. If you were like me and don't want to lay on your back and push the baby out, because when you lay on your back, it increases the amount of tearing that could potentially happen. You can lay on all fours, you can lay on your side, you can use a ball. Like, there's this huge, it's like an exercise ball. They give you this huge ball to sit down on, so like you could bear down on the ball. Like, you have actual options. Hospitals and most care providers will not let you know this, because at the end of the day, they just want to do what's quicker and what's easier for them, trying to get you in and out of the bed. That's just the honest truth. In the beginning of my pregnancy, I really couldn't eat anything, for real. I want to say after I found out I was pregnant, maybe the first 2 months, I legit ate tortilla chips, sour cream, and cheese. What else did I eat? I drank a lot of grapefruit juice. What did I really eat? I ate a lot of ice cream. Ate a lot of ice cream, strawberry ice cream to be exact. Or if I can get the Ben & Jerry's strawberry cheesecake ice cream, that slaps OD. Not even gonna hold you. What else? I ate a lot of vegetables too. I've always loved vegetables, but like, I ate a lot of vegetables. Please don't poop, please don't poop, please don't poop. That was literally all I kept on saying to myself. Like, I really, 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 really did not want to poop on the table, poop on the doctors, poop on anybody, alright? I really didn't want to poop. Okay. I feel like I partially answered this question before, but if I'm not really, I really don't remember. Like, I literally just sat here and responded to the question, but I don't remember everything that I just said. So I'm going to re-answer the question, I guess. So, pros. Breastfeeding, it helps you knock the weight off a whole lot faster. Another pro, you have a beautiful new baby to hold in your arms, to love on, to care about. Are you kidding me? Another pro, doctors, if you apply for WIC, those people will consistently call you to check on you, check on your well-being, check on the baby's well-being. This doesn't really answer the postpartum part of the question, but when you are pregnant, during your entire pregnancy, you will get the best health care you have ever received in your entire life. Yeah, I know they're juking you with needles, taking blood, and doing tests or whatever, but they're doing all of these tests to ensure that the baby is okay, and to ensure that you're okay, but mostly about the baby, and then you, if that makes sense. What else? Some cons. It hurt to walk. It really, really hurt to walk. Coming down to the end of my pregnancy, there were maybe about 3 days out of the week before I gave birth, I could not get out of bed. So after that, after I gave birth to her, I want to say it was really, really hard for me to get out of bed. Like, most times Chris would have to pull me out of bed, or when I was at my mom's house, my mom and my sister would have to help me get out of bed. It was a lot. You're always tired. Like, this is a con. You're always tired. I love you, Z. But she turns up. She turns up every day from 3 a.m. to 7. Turn up Tina. Sis wakes up and has a whole... She doesn't cry. Like, I really appreciate that my baby doesn't cry. She whines. And she makes sound effects. So that's how you know when she wants something and she needs something. What's another con? Using the bathroom. I think I mentioned this before, but using the bathroom, that's really a con right there. Shit hurts. It really hurts. Another con, but this is also a pro at the same time. You can't really eat what you want to eat. You need to eat, if you're breastfeeding, you need to eat things that are both beneficial to you, but more so your baby. So an example. So me knowing that eczema runs in my family, I would try and do my best to not eat a lot of dairy, although I really love cheese. I would try my best not to eat a lot of dairy, because dairy and certain other foods coming out of your breast milk can affect the baby. It can make the skin break out and all of these other things. So I try my best to cut back on that. What else? I feel like that's it for that question. Honestly, my biggest concern was not really my safety, but my baby's safety. When it came down to like the final couple months, when they shut everything down, because they shut everything down in March, and I was working at the time. I think the last time that I worked was March 17th. Literally, that was like the last day that I worked. So, last client, everything. So, after that, not working, I was literally trapped in the house all the time. Still low-key trapped in the house all the time, but as you can see, I'm outside in the car. We pulled up to the park today, get some air, but trapped in the house because it was a high-risk situation. It's still high risk. Corona's not gone. but I was really scared that something could go wrong. I was really scared about the safety of myself and my child. At one point, I did ask my doctor if it would be okay if I had a home birth. And then I listened to a podcast. I can't remember whose podcast it was. And they were like, just because we're in a pandemic, don't assume that your doctor or your care provider doesn't know what's best for you or won't listen to your needs. And that kind of like struck a chord with me, because being that I prayed to God for a black doctor and he blessed me with a black doctor, I forgot that I could have these conversations with her. So on one of my follow-up appointments, I asked her, I was like, would it be okay if I didn't want to come to the hospital? And then she explained to me, she said, seeing as though you've passed the 20-week mark, I can't transfer you to another doctor. If you so choose to go to a birth center, that's on you and the birth center if they have complications. Also, keep in mind, for anybody that's watching, that's pregnant, that's having a baby soon, birth centers cannot perform C-sections. So if you are a high-risk pregnancy like I was high risk not for delivery reasons, but I was high risk for other reasons. If you are high risk like I was, it wouldn't be wise to go to a birth center because, one, you may need certain medications after you give birth. You may need a blood transfusion. There are so many different factors that come into play. And after my doctor explained that to me, because I'm anemic. I've been anemic my entire life. And when I got pregnant around my second trimester, my, what's the thing called? My levels dropped again. They finally got me up from an 8 to a 12. And in my second trimester, I was down to a number 6. And that's really bad. That's really, really bad. But she told me, she said there's a possibility that after you give birth to baby Z, you're going to need a blood transfusion and you're going to have to be put on a drip for iron. So I'm like, okay. I was freaked out. I'm like, okay. After she told me that, I started eating foods that were rich in iron. Like, I was eating a lot of beans. I was eating a lot of green vegetables. I was packing my plate, okay? Because I don't want to end up in a situation like that. One, I'm petrified of hospitals. So the fact that I gave birth in a hospital and my baby is okay, that's God. That got nothing to do with me. That got nothing to do with the doctors. I'm grateful to them too. But that was God. So that's one. That's really my biggest concern about the pandemic, like how I was going to deliver my baby. Really was. Actually, it didn't. This is gonna be a little TMI, but you know when you're on your period and the blood starts clotting up, and if you wear a pad, like, you could relate to this more so than if you wore a tampon, but when the blood starts clotting up and you feel like you can either sneeze, cough, or you just sat down and you feel the blood clot just slip out, that's what the placenta felt like. But it was bigger. It was like a huge blood clot. Wow, great analogy, Star. Yeah, it felt like a huge blood clot coming out. It didn't hurt at all. I expected it to hurt. Like, I kind of tensed up and I was like, no, relax. It legit just slid right out. I don't know how other people, like, have experienced that, but that was my experience. So, if you're watching this, I would suggest stop watching this and go watch my labor and delivery story time, or you can continue watching the Q&A and then watch the delivery story time after this. So, I've had my period since I was the age of 9. I've never had a missed period, never had a delayed period, never had an early period. No, I've had an early period, but my period has always been on time, if not a day early. So, I've always noticed from the time Chris and I got together that he would always tell me, like, oh, hey baby, your period's coming up next week. Or, oh, your period's coming tomorrow. He always knew when my period was coming. In tune, you feel me? So, you good, Zizi? She fighting in her sleep, I don't know. So, I realized, like, one day I was just sitting down and I realized, I was like, He hasn't told me my period's coming. What's going on? So I'm like, okay. And then the next day I was at church and the pastor's on the pulpit preaching. This is gonna sound so crazy, but the pastor's on the pulpit preaching. And I promise you, I heard nothing that he said in the sermon, okay? Absolutely nothing. The whole time I'm sitting there, I'm on the calendar on my phone, counting the days, counting the weeks. And I'm like, I should have had my period at least 4 days ago. This don't make no sense. I ain't saying nothing, no. But in my head, I'm like, you know what? As soon as church is over, I'm dipping and I'm gonna go to Atlantic Mall, pick up a test, take the test, and we gonna see. But in my head, I already knew. I was like, bro, you're pregnant. There's no reason to get this test. You already know. So as soon as church was over, I left. I went to Target, bought the pregnancy test, and I bought snacks with the test. Look, the cashier looked at me. I tried to do a self-checkout. Self-checkout was crowded, so I ended up with the cashier. Do y'all know how awkward it is to buy a pregnancy test? Bro, it's so freaking awkward. So I bought the test. I had mad snacks on top. When I got to the register, I added gum to the whole thing. Took the test in the bathroom, peed on it, and I shoved it in my purse. I was like, I'm not looking at this until I get home. Curiosity killed the cat. I got on the train and something said, so I'm like, all right. That was really the devil talking. So I opened my purse and I peek into the Target bag and it had the 2 stripes. I said, nah, we're gonna buy another test when we get off the train. So I get off the train, I walked to Walgreens, I bought the clear blue test. I bought first response the first time, and then I went ahead and bought the clear blue pregnancy test. And this one had 2 in a pack just like the other one. No, the other one I bought 2 single ones, and then I bought the clear blue. First of all, pregnancy tests are expensive. Them joints is not cheap. I think the clear blue was like $35. Yeah, that one was $35 because I got 2 in the pack. So bought the test, get to the house, I pee on both the sticks, shoved it back in my bag. I'm in the house, don't ask me why I shoved it back in the bag, but I shoved it in the bag. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ignore this. I went and made myself some food, got a bath, found a movie to watch on Netflix. Then I looked in the bag. That joint said pregnant. I said, oh. So as soon as I read the pregnant thing on it, I get a text message from Chris. He goes, hey babe, you want to go to dinner tomorrow night? I said, oh, I gotta tell him now. Stressed. I don't know if anybody's gonna ask me how I told him, so I'm just gonna tell you guys now. Let me check first. Oh, the follow-up question. So that's how I found out. Chris asked me in your families. So I'm gonna tell you how I told Chris now. So he's like, yeah, you gonna go out for dinner tomorrow night? So now in my head I'm like, damn, I gotta tell him tomorrow night when we go out for dinner. I'm trying to figure out. I text my best friend. I sent her the picture of the pregnancy test. I text Chris' sis and I was like, what's my sis too? But I texted her and I was like, yo, I'm pregnant. She said, no way. She said, me too. I said, huh? So we both pregnant. This is baby Z's best friend's mom, okay? So I was like, I have to tell Chris. She's like, how you gonna tell him? I was like, I don't know. I said, he wants to have dinner tomorrow. So she's like, all right, you got time. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna tell him. So the morning comes. Just woke up, didn't even brush my teeth yet. He turns around and texts me again. He goes, oh, let's go out for brunch instead. Excuse? Brunch, you say? So I texted, I was like, bro, I gotta tell him this morning. She's like, what you mean? I was like, he wants to go to brunch. So she's like, oh, damn. So I picked up, got dressed, left the house, and I went to Walgreens. I got a small gift bag, came back to the house. I put all the tests in the gift bag, all 4 tests, okay? I put all 4 of the tests in the gift bag, and I wrote him some inconspicuous note to him, okay? So knowing Chris, you can't really walk into the car with a gift bag because it's gonna be mad. So it's like, why you have a gift bag? So I had to put it in my backpack. I get in the car, he on the phone with his cousin, and I'm just sitting. We passed like 3 lights, and when we stopped at the next red light, I was like, oh, next block, make a left and park the car. I made it mad hot, bro. So then he's like, why, what's up? I was like, just make the left and park the car. So he parks the car, and I'm like, I go in the bag, and I take out the note, and I hand him the note first. The note said something like, hey, I know you're probably wondering why I'm giving you a gift right now, but I hope you like it. Something like that. So I give him, he was like, what does this even mean? So I hand him the gift bag. I had all like the little thing paper in the gift bag, so like the little crunchy paper, it was in the bag. So I gave him the bag, and before he even opened the bag, he was like, no. I'm like, could you just open the bag? At this point, I'm sitting in this seat and I'm tearing up. And he was like, why are you crying? Well, I wasn't crying yet. So he opened the bag and he see the test. He was like, no. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So he's like, so are you serious? I'm like, yeah. He said, I'm gonna be your dad? I'm like, yeah. Homie hopped out the car. He started screaming in the streets. 2 West Indian guys passed by and he was like, I'm about to be a father. I'm about to be a father. And I was like, congratulations, congratulations. Told him. That's how I told him. How did I tell my family? So my mom knew first. Yeah, my mom knew first. I told her. And at first, like, she just started crying. And I'm like, girl, you good? Because in my head, it's like, why are you crying? I'm the one in the situation, you know? So she stopped crying. She sobered up. And she was like, how do you feel? Are you okay? Like, are you happy? Are you sad? I was like, I'm good. I'm okay. Are you happy? I'm like, yeah. So I waited until... I waited until Thanksgiving to tell the rest of my family. Everybody was dumb hype, bro. Yeah, everybody was hype. How did Chris tell his family? I know that he told one of his younger sisters first, and then I think I accidentally told his oldest sister because I worked with her at the time, and a day like a patient came in. And when that man opened his mouth, I just got nauseous. And I think I kind of said it like that to her. And she had called the sister and was like, Star said she felt nauseous today. Like, is Star good? Why is Star feeling nauseous? Is Star pregnant? And she's like, I don't know. You got to ask Star. Like, and then ended up finding out, asked me. And then the rest of his family didn't find out till Christmas. We were playing this Christmas game. And... it was like a Christmas trade-off gift game. I can't describe it, but one of the random gifts in the bags were a pack of baby socks. Okay, a pack of baby socks, and they were Wonder Woman socks. There are no babies in the family, so it was high-key sus that there were a pack of baby socks. And I didn't pick it on purpose because I knew that it was placed there for either me or Chris to see. And then at the end of the game, that's how the rest of the family found out. Honestly, truthfully, on both sides, everybody was pretty excited. Everybody was excited. So, the feeling of her inside. Okay, so the best way to answer this, I like this question. This is like my favorite question so far. Okay, the best way to describe this. The first time she moved, you know, let's say I love Mexican food, but apparently Mexican food always gives people like the runs. So let's say you just had some really bad Mexican food and you get the bubble guts. That first bubble in the bubble guts, that's what it feels like when the baby moves. So the first time. It does, but not in the beginning. The further along you get with your pregnancy, the more you do feel as though like there's a person in there growing. It's like, you know, when you start outgrowing clothes and it starts feeling tight, that's what all the kicks and the elbows and the hands feel like. How did my stomach feel? In the beginning of my pregnancy, my stomach was soft, but as time goes on and as the baby gets bigger, your stomach does harden. It's really weird feeling my stomach now and it not being hard. Like, I low-key miss being pregnant sometimes. Yeah, your stomach gets really firm. I can't explain it, but like, okay. You see like the Ferrero Rocher chocolates? How like they're all hard on the outside, but soft and creamy on the inside? That hard shell is like low-key what your belly feels like. Not the bumpy portion of it, but like how hard it feels. That's what the stomach feels like. It's still skin, but it's like firm skin. I hope I explained that where it made sense, but that's literally how it feels to me for kids. So how did I find out about a birthing plan? Like I said at the beginning, I did a lot of research when it came to this whole pregnant journey. I researched a lot of stuff. Like, I always had questions from my doctors, and watching a lot of movies, like these old rom-coms and stuff, these white people always have a birthing plan. That's something that's been consistent with like movies that I've watched. These white people always have a birthing plan. Shout outs to y'all. Also, like, I've had relatives and friends tell me, like, Star, make sure you have a birthing plan. Anybody who knows me, because I'm a Virgo, like, this is really in our nature. We like things to go according to plan. We don't like to, I mean, yeah, I go with the flow, but I like having, like, a direct course, like, point A to point B. Like, I need to have steps. I can't just, yeah, I'm gonna just let it rock out with my balls out. I'm gonna do whatever. No, I can't. I'm not like that. No, I like plans. Like, if I'm going on a trip, we could plan out what we're gonna do daily. I like schedules. So the birthing plan was like a necessity for me. Like, when I finally came to that point, I didn't do my birth plan until maybe 6-7 months. I finalized it around 8 months. Yeah, it was necessary. I had to. So during pregnancy, no, I didn't. I didn't see any stretch marks. I didn't feel any stretch marks, nothing. Around the ending of my pregnancy, I did notice that I have stretch marks under my right boob. I'm guessing when I was asleep, I would scratch under my boob because it itched. So I developed stretch marks. After I had Z, however, I have 2 stretch marks on my belly. They're not that noticeable unless like you're like this close to my stomach, but I have 2 stretch marks on my stomach. I discovered this morning that I have stretch marks around like my thigh hip area. Yeah. So as of right now, I'm grateful to God that I am able to breastfeed. So I am solely breastfeeding. So here's the funny thing with baby Z. This little girl is very picky and sometime-ish. So she latches on to my boobs when she feels like it. So for the most part, I'm pumping and feeding. And when she does latch, she only latches to my left boob. She hates the right one, but she latches to the left one. I don't know why. I did have a few doulas in my DMs tell me that some babies do have preferences when it comes to boobs. My mom, however, told me to try like taking breast milk from the left boob and placing it on the right boob and like kind of tricking her or whatever. I did that. That didn't work. I put the breast milk from the left titty on the right titty. This little girl, I tried to latch her. She latched. She licked my boob. No, she didn't latch. She licked my boob, looked me in my eyes, closed her mouth, and closed her eyes. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah. What are my reasons for breastfeeding? Personally, I believe that breastfeeding is the best way to go. Now, I'm not knocking any parent who formula feeds their baby. Everybody's going to do what fits their needs. I know that some women aren't able to breastfeed, so formula feeding is another option. There are other options to formulas. Like, they have different options if you do research and stuff. You don't necessarily have to formula feed your child. You got options. I've told y'all, Google asks for... Give me 1 second. Let me just change her and make sure she's okay. Sorry, y'all. A lot happened. I had to change baby girl. We're back at the house. So I'm just going to finish. I don't know where I left off. I didn't check the footage. So I'm just going to look at the questions, and then go from there. I've noticed that my boobs are a little bit bigger. Thank you. Because all I ever wanted in this life were bigger boobs. I'm grateful. Like, I know it's just milk in here, but I'm grateful. My skin is a whole lot glowier. My skin has balanced out because during my pregnancy I had like little breakouts and my skin was super dry. It's dry still, kinda, but my tone has evened out even more. Thank you. What else? What other things to my body? My nails grow a lot faster now. I don't know if that's really a thing. I'm gonna have to Google it and see, but my nails really grow a lot. Like, in a week, I'll probably cut my nails maybe 2-3 times. It's weird. My feet have gone up a half size. So, in women's, I'm a 9.5. So, I feel like I might be a 10 when I wear shoes. But I've only been wearing sneakers. So, in sneakers, in men's, I'm an 8.5. So, now I can fit into a size 9 in men. My feet got bigger, bro. My hair is a lot thicker, shinier, and it's super bouncy. Right now, not really, because this is like a 5-day-old twist out that I just slicked back. So I am solely breastfeeding, thank you, Jesus. I want to say I'm breastfeeding. No, I am. I'm breastfeeding alone. I chose not to do formula because, personally, I don't really trust formula. I know a lot of moms are out there like, oh no, I only formula feed my baby. I'm not coming for you. This is just my personal choice. I feel like if God allowed you to produce milk and you're able to feed your child, me personally, I don't see any reason for me to venture out and to try formula. When Z was first born, I forgot to mention this in my story time, when Z was first born, because her sugar was so low and I wasn't producing anything yet, like there was no colostrum, nothing coming out of these little milk bags, they did have to give her formula that first night, and she hated it, did not like it, didn't like it. She spat everything up. She didn't throw it, but she, like, every time they put the bottle in her mouth, she would spit it out. They had me feed it to her, spit it out as well. Like, she did not like it at all. I even tried formula to see how it tasted, and the hospital that I delivered her in, they gave her Similac. Yeah, it was Similac. They gave her Similac. That thing tastes nasty, disgusting. And this is a little TMI, but I've tasted my own breast milk. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but it's delicious. It's like a mix between cashew milk and soy milk. I don't know, it's not too sweet. It's not too bleh. It just tastes great. Like, honestly, I would really use my own breast milk to eat a bowl of cereal. That's how good my breast milk is. Okay? That's how good my breast milk is. Because the baby girl can suck it down. Why can't I? Like, that's how you know it's good. Okay. Breastfeeding, for me, personally, is not the easiest thing because, as I said earlier in this video, baby girl only latches on to the left boob. She hates the right boob. So I would try to have her latch onto the left boob, and getting her to latch on is like a success story in its own because she latches when she wants to. She doesn't latch for every feeding. If 2 out of 3 days in the week I can get her to latch, we've accomplished a lot, okay? Because for the most part, I'm really just pumping out. You okay, mama? I'm really just pumping out the breast milk, storing it in the storage bags, or putting it in a bottle, and I'm feeding her. If I pump out more than enough, like, my pumping ranges from anywhere from 4 ounces to 8 ounces each pump. And it's not per boob, this is collectively. So, like, I'll pump both boobs out, and it would either be 4 ounces, which is enough for a bottle for her now, because right now she's cluster feeding and she's gone up in ounces. When I first started breastfeeding her, she was only taking like 1 ounce. Then she jumped to 1.5 ounces, and then she jumped to 2.5 ounces, and then she jumped to 3. She was at 3 ounces for maybe like 4 days, and then now she's steadily on 4.5 to 5 ounces. So it'd either be like between 4.5 to 5 ounces I pump out for my boobs. So when I pump that out, I would either, if I have bags stored in the freezer already, I'll just make more storage bags, or if there's nothing in the fridge, because when I first started pumping and storing, I had maybe, I want to say, a month's supply of breast milk in the freezer, and within about 2 weeks, it was gone because my milk production went down. So after I had Z, I stayed at my mom's house for 2 weeks so my mom could help me with like postpartum and stuff, and it was a blessing. And I guess the change of housing, coming from my mom's house and coming back to our house, it was too much for her. So my breast milk depleted a little bit. I wasn't pumping out more than 4 ounces for each pumping session. And I kind of got really bummed about it. I was maybe sad for like a week or two. No, about a week. I was really sad about it. And I was like, you know what, we're going to get back on this. Chris went ahead and pulled up some YouTube videos. He was like, nope, we're going to do this. We're going to be okay. You don't need to stress. We just need to get your flow back where it was. Because I was pumping out steadily 8-ounce bags in my mom's house. And it didn't make sense to me, like, how we came back home and I'm not pumping no more than 4 ounces. Or sometimes no more than 2 ounces. Because when we came back home, she was still drinking about 2 to 2.5 ounces of milk at the time. So I was just pumping out enough for her to feed, but not enough for, like, to double up on bottles. Like, let's say I'm sleeping and I can't feed her right now, like, give her the boob right now. Chris can go to the kitchen, warm a bottle, and feed her. There wasn't enough to do that. So now we're getting back on track. Like, I'm upping my water intake. I'm drinking mother's milk. It's a tea. My mom recently gave me some fenugreek that helps with your milk to come in more. I've been eating a lot more oatmeal, because oatmeal does help with milk production as well. What else? I'm making sure I eat lots of vegetables, try to eat fruits. I'm really trying to cut the dairy out, but it's hard. What else? Have you had any challenges? I feel like I just summed up everything into one right now. Enough sleep. Am I getting enough sleep? I'm not gonna lie, some nights Dad does let me sleep and he gets up and takes care of Z. So that's a yes and a no. Some nights she turns up so much that both of us are up, like, alternating to deal with her. She doesn't cry, she just whines. And the only way that I can get her to fall back asleep is if I get into the bed and lay down and lay her on my chest. Literally, last night, she was just turning up. And I was like, you know what? We're not doing this tonight. We're not. I kissed on the forehead. I sang her a little song. And I got back in the bed. Because I was not about to be walking around the whole house with you to get you to calm down. No. You need sleep. I need sleep. We need to go to sleep. So I lay down in the bed and I said, Mama, we're going to bed. We're not going to be screaming. We're not going to be whining because we all need rest. And I just laid in the bed. And we fell asleep. Literally fell asleep. Chris woke up this morning. He was like, she didn't fuss at all last night. I said, you know why? She's been on my chest since 3 a.m. It was like 11 this morning. And literally at 11 o'clock, he was like, no way. I'm like, yeah, she's been on my chest since 3 this morning. So it's a yes and a no. Like, some nights are better than others. We also did realize that I think she could tell the difference in altitude. Here's why I say this. So when he first came back home, the girl did not sleep for like 3 nights straight. And then one night we ended up falling asleep downstairs in the living room. And she didn't fuss at all that night. She did not fuss. She was super, super calm. And then the night after, we did it again. And the next morning, it clicked to me. I was like, yo, she's sleeping. She's not waking up. We're good. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, she feels the changes in altitude. Anytime we go upstairs, she acts up. When we stay downstairs in the living room, she's calm the whole night. He was like, yo, that's crazy. So we've literally been working to get her to stay calm in the bedroom. she's been doing good. She's not perfect yet. She's still a 1 month old. We can't really force her to do anything. We can't force her to do nothing, honestly. We work on her timing. That's it. I want to say we're doing pretty good. Like I said, the sleeping thing is like the hardest thing for us sometimes. But other than that, she's a really great baby. Really great baby. So far. It's only 1 month. And I feel like she's going to be an amazing baby forever, okay? Like I said, she doesn't cry. She just whines. She makes sound effects. So when she's sleeping, like, she has, like, she just makes noise. Literally just sits there and makes noise. What else? She loves bath time. She literally loves bath time. She loves the water. Like, we put the little lotus in the sink and we put her in the lotus. And she just lays there. If the water's too cold, she'll try to move her legs a little bit. If the water is nice and warm, she'll sit there and let the water come on her. And when we pour the water on her to, like, rinse her off and stuff, or, like, just to get her acclimated to the water, she gives us a smile. Like, she's a really great baby. So, before I got pregnant, I was eating meat. Wasn't eating red meat because I stopped eating red meat almost 6 years ago. But I was still eating, like, chicken, turkey, that kind of thing. When I got pregnant, I could not smell meat at all. Could not smell meat. So I just cut meat out completely and I was just eating fish. So now that I've had Z, I want to say, was it 2 weeks? 2 weeks after I had Z, we went out and got some chicken. Ended up going to BBQ's, got some chicken because I really just wanted a pina colada. But then I was like, ooh, everybody getting chicken? I think I want chicken too. Should have never got it. I got the chicken. We got back to my mom's house. And my stomach was in the toilet. I threw up for about 2-3 hours. I passed out on the bathroom floor. Chris tried to bring me into the bed. I could not move. My mom had to scrape me off the bathroom floor and walk me to the bed so I can go to sleep because it was terrible. I'm not eating chicken no more. I'm not eating turkey, nothing. I'm just going to be a pescatarian. It's fine. My body has been accustomed to this for 9 months. I feel like I'll be okay, you know? I'm not really missing out on anything. What else? I said before, I'm doing a larger intake of veggies. I'm still eating rice. So if you guys follow me on social media and my hair video, 2 videos before this, I did mention that in the start of my pregnancy, I was about maybe 3 months pregnant when I started eating rice. I had like this weird craving for rice. And currently, I'm still eating rice. I don't know what it is about rice. Those are her sound effects. I don't know what it is about rice, but bro, it's so good now. For 12 years, I didn't eat rice, but now I love rice. I'm gonna try and kick it out my diet because it's not good for you. It's not. What else? I'm a breakfast person, kind of, sort of. Like, there's days where I actually still eat breakfast now. What else? I think that's really it. My diet hasn't really changed. I've always drank water and stuff. Oh, I kind of drink juice now, but I'm still drowning my body with water. Yes and no. So, when I first had Z and they transferred us to the postpartum room, a nurse came into the room and said to us that the TV has these educational videos and we could just select the videos and they'll teach us how to breastfeed and stuff. Me personally, like, I don't like that. I'm more of a hands-on individual. So if you come and you're like, okay, we gotta hold the boob like this and do X, Y, and Z, I'll prefer that rather than watching a video because I feel as though every mother's breastfeeding experience is different from another's. Like, some mothers can breastfeed and use the boppy. I can't do that. Because if I put the boppy around my waist and I hold Z and I try to get her to latch, it's like she's looking at me like there's something in my way. So I literally have to hold her like a football and have her latch onto my boob. I can't rest her down with nothing. I can't pick her head up. Sometimes, though, she can sit up straight away and just latch onto my boob and she'll be fine. But I can't have a boppy or anything. Like, she'll lay on the boppy, she'll fall asleep on the boppy with her blanket and stuff, but can't use it to breastfeed. She not with it. On day 2 at the hospital, before we had to put her in the incubator, a nurse did come in, and this was a Jamaican nurse. Love this lady down. Chris and I are still in contact with her. She's one of the best nurses at the hospital that helped us. She came in the room. She broke it down. She helped me. She showed me what to do. And it worked. It worked. But the little girl's still sometime-ish. So she only latches when she wants to. That was the last question on the roster. I thank you guys for sending these questions in to me. You guys made the video, you know? Like, these questions helped me to make the video. So, we lit, we live. ZZ, we about to get out the car just now. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them below in the comment section, and I'll answer you guys down there. I was about to say, I'm probably gonna try and keep you guys on this motherhood journey with me. Like, I was just talking to Dad about this, and he was like, yeah, you should make more mommy videos. Like, this is cool. I'm still a new mom. I'll be a new mom for the next 18 years because this is my first kid, but I feel as though, like, this journey is beautiful so far, and sharing it, like, somebody said in the last video, I think somebody in the comment section said in the last video, I smiled the entire video. I'm genuinely happy. That's why I'm smiling so much, and I don't know, like, this is literally the best thing I've ever done in my life. It wasn't planned, but this is still the best thing I've ever done in my life. So if I can share that with you guys, I will. I'll make more mommy videos. I'm still gonna try and get back. I'm still trying to get back into, like, the normal routine of things, but there is no normal because everything that I do, I have to include Z into my plans. So I'm trying to find my new normal, find my balance. And I'll be back with more makeup videos, more story time videos. If you guys have any video suggestions of anything that you guys would like to see, drop a comment below. Let me know. We back. This is my second video. My second video in a week. We back, okay? Yeah. It's a new life. It's a new star. It's not a new star. It's an enhanced star. Z is my enhancement. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, share, comment. If you haven't subscribed to join gang, just subscribe. I don't even have a name for my subscribers, so we're gonna get to that bridge. We're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, join the family. Tune in, subscribe. I love you guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
I'm rolling, valet, parking, I'm screaming, I'm blocking. They like Poppy while you starting.